Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. And in this video I'm going to be going over the St. Patrick's Day event, going through the missions. There are some hints on how to do those missions. Obviously if you don't want to find out what you have to do, you can maybe leave it later in the event. It's completely up to you. If you want to try and find it out by yourself, you can do that. But if you don't, I have got the info. Later on in the video I'll be breaking that down. But first we're going to jump over to the web portal, where you can be picking up some daily coins, as well as, I'm not sure if it's been implemented yet, but there will be some like RNG gold mythic token amounts that you can get as well. And here are the two things that you can claim. This is going to be on a daily basis for the duration of the event, so 10 days. This RNG box on the left hand side has replaced the 1,000 daily gold mythic tokens, and I think it shows what it has in there. It has a minimum of 1,000, but you have a 14.75% chance at 10,000 and a 0.25% chance at 100,000. So that is going to be quite nice if you manage to get the bigger amounts, but the minimum you're going to get is the same as what we were getting before, so this is just a little bit of a change. And then the other offer is 220 coins, again a free purchase. You just claim it, and this is going to be a daily basis. I believe this again lasts for 10 days. It's advertised to be enough to do 10 pulls on the gold mythic Priya wheel if you so wish. I would recommend probably saving your coins until you have enough to do 80 pulls on a wheel of your choice in the future as a minimum, just so at least you get the pity pull. The first pity pull is 80 pulls, and that way you can at least get one character if you don't get lucky in the pulls themselves. That's my recommendation, but of course you can spend those coins how you want. You can spend them during this event, you can spend them during future events. You can do the 10 pulls for Priya. It is completely up to you. So if we switch back to in-game, you of course just would claim your rewards in your inbox. The 220 coins would go straight into your total of coins, and the token chance box would actually go into your inventory, which you'd actually have to open yourself. You can open this whenever you want. We're going to open it now. We've got 85% chance of getting 1,000, and we get the 1,000. Now we do have 10 pulls effectively because it's going to last 10 days, I believe. So we'll get 10 tries to potentially get more than the 1,000, but at least we're going to be getting the 1,000 gold mythic tokens on a daily basis here. So definitely worth claiming still. And if you haven't still managed to sign up or do things on the web portal, I would recommend it. You can do it via a web browser, either on your mobile device, on your PC. You just have to link up your account to either Facebook or Scopely ID, and you do that in the options down in the bottom right hand corner. You can see it. I'm getting the option to unlink my account because I have already linked my account. But as long as you link your account here to a Facebook that has not been previously linked, or create yourself a brand new Scopely ID. If you're not sure if your Facebook's been linked before, just create a Scopely ID. That's the easiest way to do it. And I think you might even get a free gold mythic for doing your first time link. I'm not 100% certain. That was an issue. I'm not sure if that's actually been fixed yet, but you could potentially get some rewards there. So before I get into the missions and what you have to do there, I'm just going to draw your attention to the daily roadmap. This is the thing you need to, actually pay attention to. You need to be doing the Paddy Prowl roadmap and completing it in its entirety on a daily basis to be able to get these gold nuggets to run the next roadmap, which lasts the entire event, so you don't have to, blitz through this if you don't want to. But obviously just complete this as you get the tokens. It's not too much of a problem. Sorry, as you get the gold nuggets, it's not too much of a problem. This event is completely accessible if you do every single mission of the hints one that I'm just going to go through, and every single daily roadmap. You'll get enough of these tokens, clover tokens, to get all of the 100 pulls on the stash. And there's quite a few gold mythic tokens on here, medals, that sort of thing. So it seems pretty decent overall. However, one of the missions is a bit lame, I'm going to be honest, and I'll break it down which one it is when we go through the missions. But you might actually, if you're on Survivors Club, you're going to actually avoid this, because I think you get 10 clover pulls or 10 clover tokens per day, which is enough to do 10 pulls. And I think that's what you miss out on, just under 10 pulls if you don't do this mission. And we'll talk about it in just a second. Okay, so here's where we're going to actually go over the missions, guys. And if you didn't want to have any spoilers, now's the time to skip ahead. You can skip ahead to the end of the video, or you can tune out. Thank you very much for watching. But if you want to find out what you have to do for these missions, We're going to go through it. There are 9 missions, and there is also a completion reward. The grand total you can get from this is 1,000 of these gold nuggets. But I'm going to talk you through a potential way you can get around having to do certain things in this. You know, you're going to have to potentially spend coins, but we'll talk about it in a second. The first mission is called Cheers, and this mission you need to use world or raid cans, 30 of them. If there's a raid event up, that's going to be nice. It does last 10 days, so that shouldn't be a problem. World cans, same sort of deal. It's not going to be too much of a problem, but you're not too much of a problem at all. No pinching, please. You need to defeat strong trait enemies, 75 of them, whether they're walkers, whether they're humans. I'm not actually 100% certain, but you have to defeat strong trait enemies. Drive them out. You need to defeat walkers. So there's 1,000 walkers that you have to defeat, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Try your luck. You have to do gold mythic token pulls. This is the sort of contentious one for me personally. I'll talk about this one in a minute. Next one is slant. You need to use first aid kits, and you can actually craft these in the workshops. You only have to use 10. You can craft them pretty quickly. I just went onto a roadmap stage, defended with my characters, let them take damage, and then just used the 10. Next one is Let's River Dance. This is winning raid battles. You need to win 50, so let's hope that there's going to be a raid tournament in this for the cans and for the raid one here. Next one is Magically Delicious, and you can see I've actually managed to get some of this. I actually switched regions to try and get no progress, but I must have long pressed on one of my farms and gained some food, because you need to collect 10 million foods. I think this should work with the you know, the gear medals or whatever they're called, where you're actually like buying food from the store to level up your characters. I think that should work. Next up is Grab the Lads, and that is doing 20 usages of faction supporters, so it's not too much of a problem. And lastly is End of the Rainbow, and I'll show on screen what you have to do here, but basically you have to farm the last stage of the Paddy Prowl roadmap, and you will potentially get a rare drop. I got all 7 that you do require, I think, from 4 cans. So it cost me a fair amount of those salvage tokens, to be honest. I used the gold ones. I did have a reasonable stock, but it did cost me a fair amount. You don't obviously have to use salvage tokens. You can do this over the course of the event. It does last for 10 days. You need to do that roadmap 10 times. You can get lucky, and that will stop you from having to, you know, farm. Now, if you see on my picture here of the actual drop itself, you can see that it does say that it can be traded in, but if we look over at the actual like St. Patrick's Day grey market, there is nowhere to trade it in just yet. So potentially there could be something added to trade in for those pots of golds. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, nothing. There was nothing originally advertised during the event as well. So it's just gonna be more of just a rare drop for the event itself. Maybe they could add an avatar or something. You never know. They could add an avatar later on in the event. It is 10 days. Maybe it was an oversight. Maybe the text on the actual drop was wrong. We don't know. So I'll put on the screen all the things you have to do if you want to take a screenshot of this. You can see all the missions just sort of broken down on the screen. And I'm just going to go over one thing, however, and that is the mission that you have to, you know, try your luck. If you want to do this at, you know, these pulls, you have to do 3 gold mythic token pulls. This is 3 pulls on the gold mythic token wheel, and we'll just go ahead and try it out. And you can see I've got 11 pulls on this alt region, but I can't do 3 pulls. I'd have to do 10, and this is going to be the same for everybody. The only people who won't have to do this are people who somehow have 0 gold mythic tokens, and they can trade in guild bits that they have stocked up for 3 pulls. But that's going to be very, very small amount of people, and that means you're effectively wasting 7 pulls for this event to gain 200 of the gold nuggets. If I just do the pulls here, we'll just skip. Doesn't matter too much what I get, just because it is an alt region. But it's always nice to check. We did get a Tara. And if I check back, you'll see the mission progress has progressed. Actually, no, that's going to be something else. It's going to be the event for actually pulling gold mythics. So if you would have waited on that event, you would have been fine, but most people wouldn't have waited. Try your luck. 3 pulls done. Can get my 100 gold nuggets. If I complete all the other missions, I'd get my second 100 gold nuggets here. So 200 gold nuggets would be sort of like the reward for doing those 3 pulls. However, what you could do is go up to the store. You go to the featured section, the PADDY'S shop, and you can buy the 200 gold nuggets for 800 coins. Now, if you see this offer every now and again, I'm not sure if it's up right now. I think it's a weekly offer. There you go. For 800 coins, you can get 10,000 gold mythic tokens for a Survivors Club member. That's actually not too bad value, honestly. That's not too bad. So what you're effectively doing here is spending 800 coins in the PADDY'S shop to get the 200 gold nuggets to save 7 pulls for a future gold rush. I think that's probably a better way of doing it than actually just losing those 7 pulls. Unless you've got tons of pulls, it's up to you. But personally, you know, those pulls are running out, so I've got to keep saving them up. And I think this is probably the way to go. You do get, like I said, just over 2,200 coins from this event. So you could potentially use 800 towards it to just, you know, nullify the fact that you're going to not get those 200 gold nuggets. Now, if you are on Survivors Club, you don't need to do this. You could just get the daily free pull, which is this. And I think that's going to get you an extra 10 pulls on the stash. And if we check the actual roadmap, the last stages of this, you're going to have 200 less nuggets. So you're going to have 5 pulls, 6, 7, 8, 9. So as a Survivor Club members, you just won't do the last 4 stages of the last roadmap. And you'll get 10 extra tokens because it's 9 pulls. So you get 10 extra tokens just from your daily Survivors Club. And you don't have to do that mission. And you're not going to lose out that way in terms of like losing 7 pulls. So I'd probably try and do that. I think they definitely need to add, and I think this is something that they've been heavily requested anyway. They definitely need to add a way to do 1 pulls on that wheel. Because when it comes to the gold rushes and stuff, where's the mission? Oh, I've already completed it. So when it comes to the gold rushes, I've seen people say they only need to do maybe 1 or 2 pulls sometimes, and they have to do a full 10 because when you open those crates, when you claim the rewards from the gold rush, you're getting just mass amounts of tokens. Sometimes, you can just claim it instantly like that because it's just so easy, and that can be a problem. So maybe single pull potential on that gold mythic token one, especially if they're doing missions around it with other events. But for this one, I'd probably just avoid it, especially if you're really interested in future gold rush events. That's the missions, guys, and my tips on the try your luck section, which is just a bit disappointing, but that's the way it is. Maybe they'll add something when it comes to the paddy market on the grey market for the pots of gold. We'll have to wait and see. But it could be worth farming more of those if we get any information on that. But you should get a minimum of 7 just from farming for the event itself. But that's it, guys. Like I said, that is the end of my video. Do tell me your thoughts on the missions. Have you managed to progress already heavily? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. That is the end of my video. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.